Welcome to the Online Digital Marketing Podcast. We'll be discussing marketing strategies, trends, and tips that will help your business succeed in the digital age. Every episode, we'll be interviewing industry professionals and providing valuable insights on how to leverage digital tools for maximum engagement and ROI. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on the latest trends in online marketing.
Imagine, right? You're driving in a completely unfamiliar part of town.
Oh, we've all been there.
Yeah, exactly. And you press the button on your steering wheel and you just say out loud, find me a coffee shop nearby with Wi-Fi outlets. And that stays open past 10 p.m.
Right. A super specific request.
Super specific. And like just 5 years ago, your phone would have spit out a web page with 10 blue links.
Oh, yeah. A whole list.
Right. You would have had to pull over, tap around, cross-reference the hours, and basically make a guess.
Yeah, totally manual.
But today, the car simply speaks back. It just says, Main Street Cafe is 2 miles away and fits your criteria. Navigating now.
Which is amazing as a driver.
It's incredible. But if you own the coffee shop right down the block that also has Wi-Fi and late hours, but the AI didn't pick you, you just ceased to exist.
You're completely invisible.
Literally. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are looking at a fundamental rewiring of how information retrieval actually works.
That's a huge shift.
It really is. And specifically, we're unpacking exactly how you need to write and structure your digital content so that AI actually chooses you as the definitive answer.
Right, because the anxiety out there is palpable.
Oh, for sure. Business owners are dealing with this massive AI guilt. It's like this nagging, heavy feeling that the tech landscape just shifted overnight.
And left them completely behind while competitors figured it out.
Exactly. But we're going to break it down today. So, I mean, the anxiety is justified, right? When you look at the mechanics of what is actually happening.
It's entirely justified. We are transitioning from search engines that provide, options to AI systems that provide singular answers.
Singular answers.
Right. Traditional search was essentially a massive index. It was like a library where the user acted as the librarian. You typed in some shorthand like roofer near me.
Right.
And then you did all the manual cognitive labor. You parsed the results. You read the reviews, weighed the pros and cons.
You had to do the homework.
Exactly. But AI models, the ones integrated into tools like Ask Maps or Apple CarPlay, they completely absorb that cognitive load.
So the friction of choice is just entirely gone for the consumer.
Completely gone.
It reminds me, it's like the difference between being handed a massive 10-pound phone book and someone just saying, well, good luck. They're all in here.
Right. Good luck finding a good one.
Yeah. Versus having an incredibly opinionated, high-end concierge. You tell the concierge what you want, and they only give you their absolute top recommendation.
That's a really good way to put it.
They don't give you a top 10 list, right? They give you the winner, which is fantastic if you were the user.
But terrifying if you're the business sitting in third place.
Exactly. It's terrifying. So how does that algorithm actually decide who wins?
Well, that concierge analogy gets right to the heart of the algorithmic shift. When a user issues a multivariable query,
like asking for Wi-Fi, outlets, and late hours all at once.
Right, exactly. The AI model is rapidly cross-referencing millions of data points to filter out anything that doesn't perfectly match all three criteria simultaneously.
Milliseconds.
In milliseconds. If the AI can read the reviews, check the hours, and summarize the best match that fast, the user has absolutely zero incentive to go back to digging through 10 listings on their own.
No, of course not. The convenience factor is just too high.
Especially on mobile or, voice search. So the burden of proof has shifted entirely onto the business.
You have to prove to that algorithm that you are the safest, most accurate answer to that highly specific question.
You really do.
Which I guess brings us to the foundation of how we actually write and structure content for this new reality. Because before AI can recommend you, it has to trust you, right?
Trust is everything. You have to establish what we call a ground truth.
Ground truth. Okay, and obviously this starts with NAP consistency. Keeping your name, address, and phone number identical across the web.
Yes, across Google, Yelp, Apple, Bing, all of them.
But wait. Let me push back on this a second. Make sure your phone number matches on Yelp and Google isn't some, futuristic AI tactic. Isn't that just old school SEO basics from a decade ago?
Oh, it completely sounds like webmaster best practices from 2012. You're not wrong.
Right. I feel like we've been talking about this forever.
Yeah.
Why is AI suddenly making us obsess over this basic data hygiene again?
Because the underlying mechanism of how the data is processed is completely different now. Back in 2012, if you had two slightly different listings, say Main Street Cafe on Google and Main St. Coffee on Yelp,
A human would just figure it out.
exactly, human intuition bridged the gap. A user looks at it and realizes, oh, it's the same place. But large language models, they do not possess human intuition.
Right, they're just math.
They operate on probabilistic confidence scores. If an AI detects conflicting core data across different directories, its confidence score for your business just plummets.
Because it views the discrepancy as a hallucination risk.
Exactly that. The AI's primary directive is to provide a helpful, accurate answer and completely avoid delivering a hallucination.
And a hallucination is when the AI just confidently presents false information, right?
Right. And if an AI tells a driver to go to a cafe that is actually closed, the user loses trust in the AI.
Oh, and the AI platforms do not want that.
They hate that. To protect its own reputation with the user, the algorithm simply will not gamble on your accuracy. It instantly drops you from the shortlist.
And just moves on to a competitor with cleaner data.
Exactly. The margin for error is effectively zero.
Wow, okay, so cleaning up your directories just ensures you aren't disqualified right out of the gate.
Right, it's just the baseline.
But just existing without errors doesn't mean you're the best choice. To make that qualitative leap, the AI needs to actually understand context. And I really want to dig into schema markup here because this seems to be where the technical structure of your content becomes critical.
Oh, schema markup is arguably the most misunderstood element of modern content strategy.
Really? Why is that?
Because people tend to think LLMs read beautiful websites the way humans do, taking in the graphic design, the layout, the colors.
Right, they think the bot sees a pretty homepage.
But they don't. They parse raw code. Schema markup is a very specific, structured data vocabulary.
Okay, so what does it actually do?
It basically wraps your content in code that explicitly defines what that content is. It completely removes the AI's need to infer or guess anything.
So it's kind of like the digital equivalent of putting a very specific barcode on every single piece of information on your site.
That is a perfect way to look at it.
Like instead of the AI looking at a string of numbers at the bottom of your homepage and having to guess, is this a phone number, a fax number, or a tax ID?
Yeah.
The schema code says this is unequivocally the customer service phone number.
Yes, exactly. And you take that exact same logic and apply it to your entire Google business profile.
Okay, how so?
Well, writing content for AI means filling all the gaps. It means explicitly writing out granular details. You have to define your exact neighborhood service areas, outline wheelchair accessibility, update holiday hours.
You really have to spell it out.
Every single blank field in your profile is a missing variable.
Right, so if a user asks for a plumber who services the West Side on weekends, and you haven't explicitly structured that data into your profile.
The algorithm cannot mathematically compute a match. You lose.
Wow. Okay, so the foundation is rock solid, the data is clean, the schema code is acting as this universal translator, and the profile fields are saturated with detail.
Right. You've built the ground truth.
But here is where the concept of writing content gets turned completely upside down. Because once the AI knows who you are, it needs to know if you are actually any good.
Right. The qualitative part.
Yeah. And it doesn't primarily read the marketing copy you wrote about yourself to figure that out, does it?
No, not really. It actively reads what your customers write about you.
This is the review text revolution.
Yes, and it's a huge shift. For the longest time, the digital marketing world was just utterly obsessed with the aggregate star rating.
Right. Just get me to 4.8 stars.
Exactly. The goal was just to hit the number, regardless of what the text actually said. But an LLM doesn't just look at the math.
It actually reads the words.
It utilizes natural language processing, or NLP, to parse the actual semantic text inside those customer reviews to match businesses with complex queries.
Let's break down the mechanics of that because this literally blew my mind when I read it.
Yeah.
If I'm asking my phone to find a plumber with fair pricing, the AI is not crawling the Plumbers About Us page to see if the owner claims to be fair.
No, because anyone can claim that.
Right. It is looking for crowdsourced verification. It is crawling the reviews to see if the customers explicitly use the phrase fair pricing.
Exactly.
But exactly how does the NLP extract that from paragraph after paragraph of reviews?
So the algorithms use a process called entity extraction combined with sentiment analysis.
Okay, unpack that a bit.
When a customer writes a review, The AI tokenizes the sentences. It breaks them down to identify the subjects, those are the entities, and then maps the descriptive words, the sentiment attached to them.
Give me an example of that in action.
Sure. So if a review says, the technician arrived quickly, but the parking at the office was a nightmare,
Okay.
the AI extracts technician with a positive speed sentiment, and it extracts parking with a negative convenience sentiment.
Oh, wow. Which means your most important SEO content is literally being written by your customers.
It is.
Wait, so writing content that helps AI rank us isn't just about what we put on our website. It's about actively guiding our customers to write specific, detailed content for us.
We are deputizing our clientele to write the keywords that will ultimately rank us.
That fundamentally changes how a business needs to ask for feedback, doesn't it?
Completely. Sending a generic email that just says, please leave us a 5-star review is a total wasted opportunity.
So what should you do instead?
You need to prompt the customer to write specific, context-rich content. You ask them, hey, could you mention the specific service we provided today and how easy it was to schedule?
Ah, so you are actively guiding the generation of the semantic keywords the AI actually needs to read.
Exactly. You're feeding the machine the exact words it's looking for.
But this street has to go both ways, right? Just as positive, keyword-rich phrases act as verified content that pushes you up, the NLP is aggressively hunting for negative entities to filter you out.
Oh, absolutely. It's a double-edged sword.
I remember hearing a story from the notes about a local contractor who lost a massive chunk of his inbound leads almost overnight.
Right, the hard-to-reach guy.
Yeah. He couldn't figure out why until he realized that 3 recent customers had used the exact phrase, hard to reach, in their Yelp reviews.
3 words, that's all it took.
The AI was literally using those 3 words as a filter. When users asked their phones for a responsive contractor, the algorithm actively suppressed his business because the crowdsourced sentiment directly contradicted the user's request.
That scenario highlights the massive shift in reputation management. You simply cannot leave negative feedback sitting there unanswered anymore.
Because the AI is constantly summarizing the overall experience of the business.
Right. And if it parses negative text, that damages the profile. However, if the algorithm immediately parses a calm, professional, problem-solving response from the business owner directly beneath it, the sentiment analysis actually shifts.
Oh, really? Just by replying?
Yes. It recognizes engagement and issue resolution, which allows the AI to still summarize the business favorably despite the initial complaint.
So writing a meticulous reply to a 1-star review is now like a vital piece of your content strategy.
It's essential. It's not just customer service anymore. It's SEO.
Okay, so we have this ecosystem where we are managing our structured data, prompting customers for highly specific reviews, and writing detailed replies to every piece of feedback.
Yep.
It sounds totally exhausting.
It is a lot of work.
And worse, you can't just do it once and ride the wave, right?
Yeah.
Let's say a business has 500 incredibly detailed, glowing reviews, but they are all from 2022.
Yeah, unfortunately, algorithmically, those reviews are carrying a fraction of the weight they used to.
Why is that?
We are dealing with what's called the recency mandate. Search algorithms apply time decay functions to data.
Time decay functions, meaning it loses value over time.
Exactly. The older a piece of content is, whether it's a review, a photo, or a profile post, the less weight it carries in the AI's confidence score.
But let's look at the math behind that. Why does the algorithm actively devalue historical proof? If they were great in 2022, why does the AI care?
Because the reality of local business is incredibly volatile. A restaurant with an amazing chef in 2022 might have lost that chef 6 months ago.
Ah, that's true.
Ownership changes, management turns over, supply chains break. An AI trying to answer a customer's question today needs proof of current activity.
So a massive pile of old, stagnant data actually signals abandonment to the bot.
Exactly. Whereas a steady trickle of, say, 2 new reviews a week, alongside weekly photo uploads and profile updates, that signals algorithmic vitality.
So the AI needs to be continuously fed. We have to consistently write fresh Google business profile posts, upload new images of our products, and endlessly gather new reviews just to prove we are still alive.
You have to keep the lights on digitally.
But expecting a plumber or a cafe owner to act as a full-time content creator brings us right back to that AI guilt and burnout we talked about at the start. I mean, they have a business to run.
Which is exactly why the landscape has aggressively shifted toward out-of-the-box automation. The sheer volume of content required by the recency mandate just cannot be managed manually anymore.
Right. So we are seeing a massive surge in platforms that centralize and automate this entire workflow.
Yes, through API integrations.
Now, if you are listening to this thinking, I don't have the budget to hire a developer to build APIs for my small business.
Don't panic, you don't have to.
Right. The good news is the tools available now bridge the gap automatically. Let's talk about how these platforms actually solve the time crisis, specifically on the review generation side.
Okay, so the main reason businesses struggle to get recent reviews is simply the friction of the ask.
It's awkward.
It's super awkward for staff to ask in person, and manual email follow-ups just get forgotten. Automation removes that human bottleneck completely.
How does it do that?
These platforms integrate directly into a business's payment processor, systems like Stripe, Square, or QuickBooks. The millisecond a customer's credit card is charged, the system automatically pulls their contact information and triggers a personalized text message.
Just thanking them for their business.
Thanking them, yes, and providing a direct, frictionless link to leave a review right then and there.
Wow. It systematizes the recency mandate so the business owner doesn't even have to think about it.
Exactly. Set it and forget it.
And these platforms are using AI to generate the daily content as well, creating variations of Google posts, scheduling them out for months, even drafting the initial responses to incoming reviews.
Yes, the AI drafts it, you just approve it.
I have to pause here. I have to ask a deeply philosophical, maybe slightly cynical question.
Uh-oh, go for it.
If we are utilizing AI tools to automatically write our daily profile posts and draft our review replies, just so another AI algorithm at Google or Apple can parse them, ingest them, and rank us, aren't we just building a bizarre echo chamber?
I see where you're going with this.
Right.
Okay.
It feels like we have reached a point where bots are exclusively marketing to other bots.
It does sound incredibly dystopian when you strip it down to the mechanics like that.
It totally does.
And you're right, the bots are absolutely communicating with each other to establish relevance, categorize data, and build trust scores.
Cool.
But we cannot lose sight of the endpoint. The bots are doing this on behalf of a human user.
Oh.
The automated posts and the constant stream of reviews are keeping the digital lights on, signaling to the algorithm that the business is active. But when that algorithm finally delivers its recommendation, a human being looks at the screen.
The user.
Right. The fresh photos, the recent reviews, the detailed replies, those elements still have to actually convince the human that this is a place worth spending their money. The human trust factor is still the ultimate goal.
That is such a crucial point. The digital strategy has to follow all the way through to the physical point of contact. Let's look at the post-click experience, because all the SEO strategy in the world doesn't matter if you drop the baton at the finish line.
Absolutely.
I think of it, it's like having the world's greatest bouncer outside a nightclub. He is out on the street, parsing the crowd, identifying the exact VIPs who want your specific vibe, and hyping you up. He brings them straight to your front door.
Great bouncer.
Right. But if they walk in and the club's completely empty, the floor is sticky,
Right.
or the bartender just ignores them, they're going to turn right around and leave.
That is the absolute perfect visualization of bounce rate.
Right.
The AI provides the recommendation and the user clicks. But the transaction does not happen inside the search engine. It happens on your digital property.
Or your website.
Yes. If they click through to your website and it isn't optimized for mobile, or if it takes 6 seconds to load the page, the user's intent just evaporates. They hit the back button.
And speed to lead is even more critical when we talk about voice search.
Yeah.
Think about the context of someone asking their car or their smart speaker for a local service.
They're usually in a hurry.
Exactly. They have an immediate problem. A leaking pipe, a broken garage door, a craving for a specific type of food right now. They used voice search because they want speed.
Right.
If they tap the call button on your perfectly optimized profile and it goes to a generic voicemail, they are not going to leave a message. They're immediately calling the next business on the list.
Which is exactly where lead capture automation becomes the final piece of the local SEO puzzle. Technologies like missed call text specs are completely changing conversion rates.
Oh, how do those work?
The moment a business misses a phone call, the system instantly fires an automated text message to the caller's cell phone. It says something like, "Hey, sorry we missed your call. We are helping another customer. How can we help you today?"
Oh, wow. So you engage them in a text conversation before they even have time to dial the competitor.
You completely halt their search process.
That's brilliant.
You also integrate voice receptionists and AI chatbots on the website to answer basic questions about hours or pricing instantly, 24/7.
Because the ultimate goal of structuring content for AI isn't just to win a vanity ranking. It's to ensure that digital visibility translates seamlessly into captured revenue.
Exactly. If you don't capture the lead, the ranking is useless.
This has been an incredibly clarifying look at the mechanics of modern search. Let's do a quick recap of the actionable takeaways for you listening.
Good idea.
If you want to orchestrate your content to win in an AI-filtered world, first, lock down your ground truth. Understand that NAP consistency is about reducing AI hallucination risk, and implement schema markup so the algorithm doesn't have to guess what your data means.
That's step one.
Second, recognize that your customers are your primary SEO writers. Prompt them for specific, keyword-rich reviews, and manage your reputation meticulously to control the AI's summary of your business.
Crucial.
Finally, leverage automation tools to beat the time decay algorithms, keeping your content fresh and your lead capture instantaneous.
It really is a comprehensive shift from passive digital brochures to dynamic, continuously verified data ecosystems.
It is.
And, it leaves me with a broader concept to consider as we navigate this transition.
What's that?
We have spent this time detailing how AI systems construct an understanding of your business based entirely on the literal text it can parse from the web. The structured code, the customer reviews, the automated posts.
That's data.
But the physical reality of your store, the smell of the coffee, the warmth of your staff, the AI cannot perceive any of that. It only perceives the data.
Yeah.
So are we moving toward a future where a business's digital soul is defined entirely by an algorithm summary rather than the physical reality of the experience? And if so, how much effort are you putting into making sure your digital soul accurately reflects the reality of your hard work?
Wow. That is a heavy, fascinating question to chew on. Your digital soul being shaped by what algorithms parse from code and what your customers write on your behalf.
Wild to think about.
We really hope this deep dive helps you look at your digital footprint a little differently today. Stop thinking like a marketer for a moment and look at your business through the eyes of an incredibly literal, highly demanding AI librarian.
They don't miss a thing.
They really don't.
Yeah.
Get your structured data in order, guide your customers to write the content you need, and make sure when the AI brings the VIPs to your door, you are actually ready to let them in. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you on the next one.
Ready to take your online business to the next level? Subscribe to our digital marketing podcast and then join our Accountability for Success Mastermind. With expert advice from industry leaders, you'll gain knowledge and insights that will help you succeed in today's digital marketing world. From social media strategies to search engine optimization, we have all the tools you need. Learn from successful entrepreneurs and take control of your online success. Join the Accountability for Success Mastermind now at bit.ly/AFSM podcast.